I look so relaxed right now. I feel almost ashamed that this is my job. No, no, I feel blessed. So I get to have the hiccups and talk to you guys. How are you doing? What we are about to do is intense because it requires you to dig through your family lineage. I started, why? Posted a video, I think it was last week, where I said what we're going to do now is we are going to work through uprooting family curses. I guess that's what you can say. Look into epigenetics. Epigenetics is I don't know what the fucking word is, principle, study, the possibility that in our DNA we carry the suffering, the pain, the joy, the talents, and all that stuff in our DNA. Spiritually speaking, this is totally accurate because we just keep repeating through our family line. After we pass away, our DNA, which is passed to our children, goes down a couple lines, and then we're reborn again through the reincarnation process with our own DNA, which has been augmented, mixed with what has happened with our family since then, plus like all our talents and shit. I don't know why I keep playing with this. Pay me no mind. I'm weird. Um, and then here we are again, weeding out stuff. So some of us have been chosen, or maybe we chose it, to change our family line. Ways that you know this is you start your life a little bit harder than everybody else. You don't exactly feel like you fit in. You think different. You get shut down a lot. And you always just have this instinctive feeling like that something's not right. There's something else you're supposed to be doing because you're different than everybody else. A lot of that leads to depression, anxiety, and all these things that we perceive to be mental illnesses because we're not actually doing what we're meant to be doing. We are fitting ourselves into this box that they say that everybody needs to fit in when everybody is not made the same. We are snowflakes. Every snowflake is individual. Everybody has different shit going on. I have officially looked at over like 350 people's souls now. No two souls are the same. No two missions are the same. Even if you're born on the same day at the same minute, if you're in a different hospital, it's still different stuff. Like it's just, this is how this works. But with that being said, those of us who have a special mission may have a hard time getting it started because you're not only fighting your stuff, you are fighting everybody who's coming before you. Everything that needs to be cleared out, especially now when we are going through this great awakening where everybody is supposed to be getting back on board. We are leveling up in consciousness and vibration and moving more into love, although it doesn't look like it. A lot of stuff has to go wrong before it starts going right, or for us to realize, hey, we need to do something to make this go right. So starting with self is the best thing to do. It can get so overwhelming trying to save the world, getting triggered online as you're trying to save the world, and all of that sort of stuff. So the best thing you can do is start inside. Start with what you can do, and don't forget, if you're in this group, if you came from my page, you are now in a new world of magical possibilities, and you can change your life. You can do what you need to do to get where you want to be, achieve your dreams, and sort of forget everything you've been taught up to now. At this point, that's what I've decided to do in my life. Forget everything. None of that matters. Start from scratch and learn yourself. That's what you do with your natal chart. You learn who you are, who your character is. I think the problem is a lot of us feel like shame if we don't know who we are. Do you realize, guys, that you were just born into this body? You have to learn yourself. You literally, your parents humped each other and created a little person in your hair. And this whole time you've been meant to learn who you are and fulfill your potential. Along the way, somebody assumed they knew who you were and they told you who you were or who you had to be, and you started believing that because that's what conditioning is. That's what being programmed is. You saw on TV that you had to be a particular thing. You decided that looked like a good move. I'm going to do that. But what about what you wanted to do when none of that was in front of you, when nobody told you what you had to be? You might not even know anymore. Hence, astrology takes you back. It gives you shadow work for you to figure out where you went wrong. But also, it's like the owner's guide, the manual to these bodies, so you can understand your potential and what you came to do, what blockages you have, all that sort of stuff. But today, we are going to start with ourselves and things semi-outside of ourselves by clearing your family line. So the first thing I want you guys to do is grab a sheet of paper, maybe even a notebook because this might be long. what we're going to do is work on clearing out your family karma. You do this through your intention, through your pure witchery. Honestly, you are going to cause a ripple once you do this. I did this 2 years ago. I believe time flies so fast now. Um, I had a ball. It was actually my first big ritual doing this, and it made me feel like crazy witchy because I'm doing the burning part, which you guys will get to. I think it's a 3-week process. 3 weeks. That's the way I want to break it up. I got to set shit on fire and to like be with it, but I could actually. It was the first time I actually felt my ancestors there. I felt the energy. And when I set my thing on fire, it like did this cool ass thing where like all my ash and shit just sort of. So I'm standing there in like a Edward Scissorhands sort of flurry. It's not snow though, it's ash. But I was lit, even though I totally had to clean up. I burnt up some shit. It was great because literally I burnt up some shit. People in my family members that don't, people in my family that didn't talk anymore started talking. People started breaking through their vices. Like I see everybody do it better. I'm from a family where we're born in one place and rarely do we go more than 1 to 2 hours away from that. I'm getting to see my family members. They made it to New York. I'm from Baltimore. They made it to New York, New Jersey. They're getting out. They're starting to do stuff. So it's small stuff, guys. But the change you feel within you now that you're not held back by the burdens of your lineage. My particular thing, obviously, as a person of color, is slavery. That is the reason why a lot of my family members did not move or go anywhere outside of their area. They were so used to this particular life right here. They stayed together in their vices. They used their money on alcohol and all that simple stuff because it was not a lot of money anyway. Poverty was a part of it. But they never thought about, hey, I could save my money and go somewhere. So that was really big. My cousins were able to talk about to their mom about some things they perceived as abuse that, of course, were passed down from slavery over time. Like these are things that did not take place before that are making a huge difference in my life, and I want to pass that on to you guys. So hopefully by now that you've listened to all this, you have your piece of paper. The first thing that you are going to do, and this is the assignment for this week, because this is going to automatically, you're going to start seeing changes, whether it be in your dreams, your thoughts, your mind, people contacting you, you're going to see the ripple immediately as we go through this process. So the first thing we're going to do here is you're going to write the names down of everybody that you consider to be family. Everybody. This is if you live with them, if you would loan them money, if they passed away, would you clean their house? Anybody that you feel this type of connection with, you have a cord with. That is what you're about to break down. You write down every single name of anybody who is in your family, even if they're past, alive, or dead, anybody you have ever lived with, anybody that you still love, anything like that. You write those people down first. That is base one with your names. After you write down the names, you are going to, I don't actually have my notebook so I can show you, but you are going to write down what they dealt with, what shadows, so to speak. So create yourself a little key, if you will. If somebody is violent, you can put a V. If somebody was abused, you can put an A. If somebody was alcoholic or something, you can put like something for that. But come up with the key. The main things shadows you're gonna be looking for is somebody who deal with mental illness. Health issues technically count too, especially if it's something like diabetes or something like that. But mainly you're looking for the things that are spiritual, the things that you see sort of carry on in your family. So I guess diabetes, if you notice that people are eating bad and there's a line of your people that got taken out by high blood pressure, write that down too. You're going to write down people who are violent, addicts, anybody who has suffered abuse, anybody who is disconnected, like from reality. I guess that's a form of mental illness maybe. Also, anybody who just is violent, has had to deal with incarceration, that also counts. Just you're writing down any shadows that these people have next to the name with a little emblem in your own key. And that's the first step. You marking and sort of, thank you, claiming the shadows in your family. This is you calling out your demons. You ever watch horror movies and you see how people have to get the name of the demon before they can call this out? That is what you're doing this week. You are calling them out. You can even include yourself and your own vices on there. After you guys write this down, go through them. Sort of see how they connect to you. Who have they affected? That's what this phases for right now. You're going to start to identify and be uncomfortable, recognizing what you've been dealing with and what you're fighting against and that sort of thing. So this is week 1 of clearing out your family karma, guys. Let me know if you have any questions below. Let me know if you have any difficulties. Holla back.